Today we are going to use the principles of analysis and evaluation to attempt this item. Let us start with the task part A. Analyze how the variations in blood oxygen saturation, balance recovery time, and urine output relate to the athlete's physiological challenges and failure to complete training. Before we continue, special thanks to Kashaka Girls Secondary School, Mbarara, one of the region's outstanding schools, known for its high standards of teaching and professionalism. Thank you for choosing and using the self-study A-level biology textbook to support your learners. We warmly encourage all secondary schools across Mbarara and the surrounding region to embrace this book as a valuable resource for strengthening A-level biology teaching, learning, and academic success. Together, let us prepare our learners for excellence and success. Looking at the data table, we have three concepts as required by the task. All the parameters changed or decreased on the first day at high altitude. This is the why. Now we go in the scenario and find out what caused the change for each parameter. Starting with oxygen. Pause and read through the scenario. Let me pick out only three things from the scenario. Number one is from low altitude to high altitude training. This affects oxygen saturation in blood. Number two, rapid turns on the steep terrain. This is the concept of the ear imbalance. Number three, prolonged exercise in dry highland air caused considerable water loss through sweating and breathing. This caused changes in urine output. We have seen the why and what. Let us dive into the complete response. Let us go through the response. Analysis. Let us start with oxygen. Blood oxygen saturation decreased from 98% to 86% because the lower oxygen partial pressure at high altitude reduced the alveolar blood diffusion gradient. Less oxygen entered the blood and was transported to muscles, limiting aerobic respiration and ATP production and increasing reliance on anaerobic respiration. This caused breathlessness, rapid fatigue, and poor endurance, contributing to failure to complete training. Next concept is about balance. Time to regain balance increased from 1.2 seconds to 4.1 seconds because the athletes made unfamiliar, rapid movements on steep terrain, worsened by limited oxygen supply to nervous tissue. The vestibular apparatus, proprioceptors, and eyes detect changes in body position, and the brain coordinates motor responses that restore posture. Unfamiliar movements and reduced nervous efficiency delayed postural correction, causing dizziness, poor coordination, and difficulty moving accurately on the steep ground. The third concept is urine output. Urine output decreased from 72 milliliters per hour to 31 milliliters per hour because prolonged exercise and dry air increased water loss through sweating and breathing. Reduced blood water potential stimulated hypothalamic osmoreceptors, causing increased ADH release from the posterior pituitary. ADH increased water reabsorption in the distal tubules and collecting ducts, producing less concentrated urine. Although this conserved water, continued losses caused dehydration, reduced plasma volume, and impaired physiological functioning, increasing fatigue and reducing endurance. We are now diving into evaluation. First, recall and write down our format of evaluation. Provided are the strategies provided. We first evaluate all the strategies, and lastly, we do the general justification or recommendation. High altitude acclimatization. Acclimatization allows adjustment to reduced oxygen availability. Low blood oxygen stimulates erythropoietin release, increasing red blood cell production, while respiratory and cardiovascular adjustments improve oxygen delivery. This supports aerobic respiration and improves endurance. However, major increases in red blood cells take longer than 7 days. The intervention is effective, but training intensity should increase progressively as acclimatization develops. Controlled movement practice. Repeated turning, jumping, and changes in body position train the vestibular, visual, and proprioceptive systems, improving integration of sensory information and motor responses. This improves balance and reduces the risk of falling. However, it does not correct low oxygen availability and may increase fatigue if too intense. It is effective for coordination, but should initially be performed at moderate intensity. Measured water replacement. Water replacement compensates for losses through sweating and breathing, maintaining blood volume, osmotic balance, circulation, and normal cellular functioning. This reduces dehydration and fatigue. However, water requirements vary with exercise intensity, duration, and individual sweating rates. It is effective, but intake should be adjusted to individual fluid losses and training conditions. Thank you for watching. This is the general recommendation. All three interventions should be combined because they address different causes of poor performance. Athletes should acclimatize gradually, practice movements required on the steep terrain, and replace water appropriately during exercise. Together, these measures improve oxygen delivery, coordination, water balance, and endurance, increasing the likelihood of completing high-altitude training successfully.